to work with this saw here that I've got, but one of the prongs is broken off. Actually, two of the prongs. It's only got one prong left. The ground is broken off, and the biggest one, which is the neutral part, has broken off. So this isn't doing much good for powering it up. So I need to replace the end. So I bought a replacement end, and this is my favorite kind of end here for tools. I like putting the yellow ones on the end for machinery or tools. And this is rated at 15 amps, and I think it's about $5. It might even be cheaper online. But anyways, and they got similar versions of them. They've got yellow, so they got yellow, and then they got gray, and orange ones. And also there's this type with the metal housing on it. See? And then it's got a little clamp on it to hold the wire tight. And then they've got a little cheaper version than that. It's got a metal clamp, but it's a little cheaper clamp, and just kind of like a rubber housing. So depending on what your preference is, like I said, mine is this type of connector, but I like the yellow ones on my power tools, so I'm putting a yellow one on. And to put it on, let me show you. Loosen up the screws here. Let me show you something about this. This one has a clamp to hold the wire in, but it's built in to the little connector. This is just a AC or Edison plug, as some people call it. And almost there. Just loosening the screws up. Careful that you don't lose the screws when you take it apart. But then this thing, you can take these out. Let me show you. And flip them over. Okay, try this out. See if this is a little easier. Yes. You take it out, and it'll just slide right in. So if you have a smaller wire on it, you just flip it over. It'll tighten the wire more. I've got a pretty thick wire, so I'm going to leave it on the thicker side. There we go. And then here's one screw. I'll set it to the side here. I'm going to set the other screw to the side so I don't drop that one as well. So I don't have to go hunting for them. And then this thing, you can open it real far like this, so you can have real good access to all the connectors. And just make sure that you go through each one and make sure that they're all pretty loose before you start. That way, when you, a nice kid screaming outside. Well, you know, I'm a dad. What can I say? Anyways, kids are playing. I'm working. That's the way it works, which is okay. Can't wait to get this project done so I can go join them. Maybe I can be the one screaming, right? Just kidding. Anyways, so you loosen these up like that all the way so that they it's easy to slip the wire in once you get your wire ready. And now to prep it, you can use a pair of wire cutters. I've just got a little razor knife here, which I like to use. And first thing is just cut the wire, cut the end off. I'm going to cut it right here. Just watch. Just rotate this a little bit. I don't have my thumb in front of it, so I'm slicing my thumb that's next to it, so I'm not going to cut my finger. And then, as it's getting through, you can set it down on something. Cut a little bit. Or just use a pair of wire cutters, might be easier. Since I'm trying to do this in a hurry, that's okay. Now, stripping the wire, you just you just need to strip it just far enough so that it's not going to be on the outside of the housing. So this one's going to be strip about an inch and a quarter up, and to strip it with a razor knife, you don't push hard. You just do it a little bit at a time. Press just a little bit like this and rotate, and then you pry it open to see if you can see the cable, and just because you don't want to cut into the inner cable. Just a little bit. And as you're bending it open, you can kind of see the wires appearing, but you're not cutting into them. Okay, you're just cutting the outer casing. That's all you want to do. Just the outer casing. Very carefully. Not a lot of pressure on the knife because it can get right through there. Okay, and then once it's at the end, there you go. Just a little pressure. Not much pressure at all. Just pull the end off. Now you got 3 separate wires. And now for this, I always do the green first because you go green, white, then the positive, which is black, green is the ground, and just strip it about 5/8 of an inch, half inch to 5/8 of an inch up, and do the same thing, just a little bit, and don't push too much, just a little bit, and bend the wire so you can see the casing peel away. Because you don't want to cut the strands, you want to keep the strands on the inside of the wire intact. So just go around the wire just a little bit, and just keep it intact. And then once that's 7/8, 3/4, 7/8 way around, just take your fingernail in and just pull the end right off the wire, like so. Then as soon as it's while the threads are fresh, or the strands are fresh, twist them clockwise 2 or 3 times so they don't come undone. And if you get a little angel here, I call it, as they stick out of there, they could hit each other and short out, so you don't want that. Then just do the other two. Since I showed you the first one slowly, I'll do the other ones a little faster just to speed the video along, because you can always rewind and look at the how I did it slowly. Okay, so the neutral, and here's the positive, the black one. There you go. Stretch them out, twist them around. There we go. Okay, now 3 good wires. Now, if you want to get real crazy, you can kind of tin these wires with solder, just so that they're solid when you go in. You don't have to worry about slippage as much, but not really a big deal. Anyways, because you got a good strain really around this. So you take the wire, start with the ground always. Put the ground in there. A lot of guys say, well, why start with the ground? Well, when you're dealing with a lot of electricity, it's always good to hook up the ground first and unhook it last, just in general practice, so that if you have to ever wire with electricity hot, you can unhook the positive stuff first, your hot wires. And then you just got silver. This one has gold, and the gold is for the positive. You just bend it over there and stick it in like this. While you're holding off one hand, come over and tighten. Just like that. And snug it down pretty firmly. And I use a slotted screwdriver because slotted screwdrivers you can get a little tighter than a Phillips usually. A little better grip. And here's the last one. I should have done the neutrals like I'm preaching, but anyways, so there you go. There's all 3 hooked together. I'm going to snug them down pretty firmly. Watch it don't slip off, because you can jab yourself with a screwdriver and that hurts. And then so they're all in, and you can pull this like this, and it's not going to come apart. Wiggle it around to make sure you're good. Make sure nothing's loose, and examine, make sure there's no little single strand hanging anywhere before you put it back together. Then once you're ready, you just squeeze it together, like so, and our strain relief automatically gets put in place. And I've got 2 screws. Put the screws in, and start tightening them down. And to do even tension, instead of tightening one all the way down, tighten one of them about halfway, and then go to the other one. This will kind of make the cable that's being squeezed evenly, so you're not creating a hot spot on the wire. And once you get it all the way down, go back and forth maybe once, twice, 3 times, so you're tightening evenly till this gap closes all the way. Almost there. See some little gaps, still got a little ways to go. Okay. Tighten up. got to close all the way. This side has just another turn or two to go. There we go. Now it's tight on both sides, and you're ready for business. That's it. I hope that helped you out, and see you out there. Or maybe not, but see you on the next video.